This video is going to talk about comparing multi-digit integers. Remember, when we say numbers in order from smallest to largest, we say the one-digit numbers first, then two-digit numbers, then three-digit numbers, and so on. That's because the one-digit numbers only have enough digits to fit into the ones place. Two-digit numbers can only go up to the tens place. Three-digit numbers only go up to the hundreds place, and so on. Do all three-digit numbers come before all the four-digit numbers? As long as we're not counting zero as a digit at a zero at the front of the number as a digit, yes, they do. The greatest three-digit number? Well, let's put 3 blanks here. What's the biggest digit you can think of? 9. So the greatest three-digit number is 999. What's the first four-digit number you say when counting? Well, what is the number that comes after 999? 1,000. How many digits does this number have? We could count each individual digit, or we could know that for each of these numbers before a comma, there's groups of 3. And then there's 2 here. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. They want us to order these from greatest to least by counting the digits. They don't even want us to look at what the numbers are. They just want us to see that these smaller numbers are going to come first and the bigger numbers are going to go last. So they want us to go from greatest to least, and there are 5. So let's go ahead, let's find the biggest number. Which of these is the longest number? The number with the most digits? M. What's the next number with the most number of digits? U. And then we can see that there are 3 more. They're getting a little bit close, so I'm going to start counting. I see that there are 5 digits here. There are 6 digits here. There are 7 digits here. So it will be S, and then I, and then C. And then music note. Now we have 435 and 425 written in expanded form. Which one is greater? Well, the ones digit both has a 5. The hundreds digits both have a 4. But it's the tens digit that's different. So between 30 and 20, 30 is bigger. So 435 is bigger. They want us to identify the greater number using expanded form. I'm going to let you write the expanded form out at on your own, and then when you come back, we're going to identify which number was bigger. Welcome back. Let's look at letter A. What is the first place value that is different in letter A? Well, that's the hundreds, which means that 452 is greater than 352. What's different on letter B? It's the ones place. And on the ones place, it's the only one that's different, so 405 is bigger than 401. Let's look at letter C. They're both 300, they both have 8, but the tens place is different. 398 is bigger than 358. What's the bigger digit here? Well, the ones are the same, the 4 is the same. This number right here is going to be what tells us that 541, not just 54, is bigger. So, since the tens digit are the only digits that are different, the number with the greater tens is greater. Go ahead, we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to let you do this on your own. And that should help you check. Now, we want to know which number is bigger here. We see that the ones place are both different. Actually, all of these numbers are different. We have 342 and 257. I like to write these numbers on top of each other so that it's easier to compare. And then I like to think about this like I would think about money. If I think about, would I rather have $342 or $257? Well, I'd rather have $300 than $200. Because the number of digits is the same, we're going to start off by comparing the biggest amount. I would much rather have 342 than 257. Remember, in math, it's okay to think greedy so that you can compare numbers. Go ahead and circle each greater number in the pair. Think about which one you would rather have. And if it helps, go ahead and write the numbers one on top of the other. Would you rather have $731 or $550? I'd rather have 700 something than 500 something. I don't want 600 something dollars if I can have 700 something dollars. 500 something or 300 something. I'd rather have 500 something. And you can see that I'm just saying something because the first digit is different and they have the same amount of digits. So I can just compare it that way. Now, they want to compare 582 and 574. The 500s are the same here. So we go on to look at the next biggest digit, the tens digit. They're both 500, so would I rather have $82 or $74? Which one is bigger, 82 or 74? 82. Good job. They want you to circle the first leftmost digits that are different in these pairs of numbers. So here, 6 is the leftmost digit, but they are the same. So then I'm going to just draw an arrow because, well, we all know how circling works on this. Letter B, it's just going to be the 8 and the 5. Letter C, go ahead and try C and D on your own, and we'll talk about it when we come back. Welcome back. For letter C, that one wasn't as easy as A or B. The thousands and the hundreds are both the same, so we need to look at the tens place. For letter D, we want to go ahead and look at not the hundred thousands, but the 10,000s. Go ahead and identify which number is bigger, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. So, I have to change it up every once in a while. So, we have 3 or 4 is bigger, 4 is bigger. 8 or 5 is bigger, 8 is bigger. 4 or 5 is bigger, 5 is bigger. 5 or 2 is bigger, 5 is bigger. Done. They want you to do the same thing here. I'm going to let you go ahead and tackle that. We have the less than and greater than signs. I've talked about these before. I've talked about a couple different ways to remember. You can remember that the less than sign and the greater than sign, the bigger number goes on the bigger section. The smaller number goes in the smaller section. You can go ahead and you can think about Pac-Man eating the bigger number. You can think about an alligator eating a bigger number. Angry alligator. You can also think of the fact that the less than symbol, if you turn it, looks like a letter L for less than. There's no cool one for greater than that I've thought of. You can also think of the number line, and you can see that the less than sign points to the smaller numbers, and the greater than sign points to the greater numbers. Whoa! So they want you to write which one is greater in the blank square. This is a 5-digit number. This is a 6-digit number. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. Go ahead, try this on your own, and we'll talk about it when you come back. Welcome back. So a 5-digit number or a 6-digit number? Well, the 6-digit number is definitely going to be bigger. 6 digits versus 5 digits. Ooh, these both have 7 digits, which means we have to start comparing. Are the millions places the same? Both 8s, yes. 100,000s, both 3s. Both 22s. Ooh, we're getting far here. Both 4s. And then we have 0 or 1. So is 0 or 1 bigger? Well, 1 is bigger, which means that this is the bigger number. And for the last one, the 6 is the same. So we're going to look at the 2 or the 8. And the 8 is the bigger number. They want you to do the same thing to point the signs the same way. So is 1 or 4 bigger? Start thinking about money right now. Would you rather have $1 or $4 in your bank account? I'd rather have more than single-digit numbers in my bank account, but if it's only that, I'm going to choose the 4. Now that's having money. If you think about -1 and -4, think about owing me money. Why me? Because it's easier to say in class. But think about owing money or losing money. Would you rather owe me $1 or owe me $4? Which one would be better for you? Well, the better thing for you is to owe me less money. So -1 is greater than -4. Remember how those signs flip when we put negative signs in front of both numbers, or when we flip both of the positive negative signs. We can also see we had the 1 and the 4 here for this one. And then we'll just do a moon. We have the -1 and the -4. And we can see that both times we chose the number that was more to, I hope that came across the right way, more to the right, more on the bigger side of the number line. Go ahead, tackle these on your own, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. So we have the same numbers in A and the same numbers in B, except they just switched the sign on the second group. So 5,300 something, 5,200 something. I'd rather have 5,300 something. I would rather lose 5,200 something when given the choice. Down to letter B, 23,000, 81,000. I would rather have 81,000. I would rather lose just 23,000 instead of 81,000. Same thing here. I'm going to let you go ahead and practice that. I'd rather have 350. I'd rather lose 324. I'd rather have 516. I'd rather lose 89. I'd rather have 93,000. I'd rather lose 86,000. Now we get into some things with just negative numbers. This is where we really have to think that we really have to remember that negative numbers, the bigger a negative number, the farther down you go, the more you go into debt, the more you are losing. So, would you rather lose $4,000 or lose $11,000? I'd rather lose $4,000. And as they say, imagine the opposite positive integer. I'd rather have 11,000, but I'd rather lose 4,000. Which one would you rather lose here? I'm going to give you a minute to do B, C, and D on your own. When you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. So, for letter B, I would rather lose just 43,000 than 45,000. For letter C, ooh, those are close. These numbers are all the same in both of them. So now I'm looking at, would I rather lose $800 or lose $700? I'd rather lose $700. And then over here, I'd definitely rather lose $1,000 than $4,000 than $4 million. Whew. Which integer is greater? How do you know? Well, if you're looking at the sign, we see that this is negative and this is positive. So it doesn't really matter what the numbers are. Positive number is always greater. Which number is greater here? The positive. Which number is greater on these? I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and do these. We'll talk about it when you come back. Welcome back. So 23, or positive number or negative number? Positive number is always bigger. You're getting money or you're losing money. Getting money, it doesn't matter how much money you get, is always better than losing money. So the positive number, the positive number, the positive number, and still the positive number. Now we have more numbers to compare. I'm going to let you tackle this one on your own. We'll talk about it when we come back. Welcome back. So, 34 or 27. These are both positive numbers. Would I rather have $34 or $27? $34. Negative 34 or positive 27. I'd rather get money than lose money, so I'm going to go after the positive number. I'm also going to go after the positive number in C, and then that just leaves D. Would I rather lose $34 or lose $27? I'd rather lose $27 than $34. We have more practice here. I'll let you go ahead and take a look at these before I end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got. Have a wonderful rest of the day.